I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. Skya Noire joins us. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, please introduce yourself to everybody.
I'm Skya Noire. I'm a dark fairy VTuber who streams on Twitch and does TikToks. I do variety streaming, and I'm a little lewd and sussy on Twitter.
Oh, just a little. uh,
Little a lot.
So when did you get started?
About a year ago I created my accounts in March, and then I started streaming in July of last year.
So what brought you to it?
I've always wanted to be a content creator, but like showing my face and like just putting myself out there was really like a big no-no for me. I really didn't want to.
Yeah.
But then like over COVID, I discovered VTubing, and then sorry, I just woke up, so my voice is like really scratchy.
No worries, it's still better than mine. Go ahead.
So then I discovered VTubing, and a 1 a.m. decision, I bought a model and I just started.
So you just jumped right in.
Yeah, I just jumped right
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
I had a model, but I didn't start streaming for a while. I had a model for like a good like 6 months before I actually started streaming, because I was scared. And then my friend, who is also a VTuber that I worked with, IRL, was like, "Oh, I'm a VTuber." I'm like, "Oh, really? I really want to." But she's like, "Just start." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So just one day, she just told me like, just go live. I'm like, "Okay." So she convinced me to go live on one just random day, and then she just yeah.
And then you were
helped me
hooked.
start.
And then were you hooked on it at that point?
Yeah, it was really fun. Like I was drained at the end of the stream because like I'm not really good at like socializing. But it was really, really fun, and like she really like helped me. She brought me like I think like 3 or 4 raids, and really like got like me into like her friend groups and everything. And then one of her friends invited me onto his talk show. Like literally after my first stream, he's like, "Hey, do you want to do my talk show?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." So she really helped me like integrate myself rather quickly into the community and into like with her friends and everything. So I was never like alone,
Yeah.
and I really enjoy like the friends I've made through this.
Well, that's good. I mean, you didn't have to jump into the pool with no lifeguards anyway. There was somebody there to help you, and that's a lot of folks don't have that luxury.
Yeah, that's
and
for
go
sure.
into it a little
I was
bit.
really lucky to have been able to meet her and share a common interest.
Yeah. Well, when you did finally turn that microphone on, and you realize that you are on the air with a potential audience of every human being that has a computer or device in the world.
God, you make it sound so stressful now.
Did that hit you then? I'm really doing this?
I was so nervous. I was just like that first, with the fact that like that first stream, I wasn't expecting to get anybody to watch. Like I was expecting like 0 viewers. So I was like, okay, I was just going with the flow. I'm like, okay, I'm just talking, just randomly, just saying what comes to my head and playing the game,
Right.
saying whatever random shit comes to my head, right?
Right.
I was nervous, but then like my friends started sending me raids, and I was just like, what the fuck is happening here?
I'm doing this now.
Hi people, hi. I just started. Hi. I was like, it was scary, but
Yeah.
it was a good scary.
Yeah. Well, did you younger when did you want to be in front of people and entertain people?
Yeah, ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to do some sort of form of content creation. I never really knew exactly what. Because like I've never really had one particular interest. So like my interest would always like I'd always be like really interested in something, and then like I would like deviate away from it or go back to it after a while, and then or go to something else. So it was a content creation like in that form of like having a niche was really complicated for me because I never had like one particular interest, and I was never good at one particular thing. Even though I'm a terrible gamer, but But at least VTubing gives me a lot more options of like what I can do. Even
Right.
though it's like it's limiting in its own way because you can't like actually physically do things.
Right.
You know, like your 2D model doesn't move with you and everything, right? So you can't really do like dance videos or stuff like that.
Right. Right now,
But
anyway. Yeah.
mm,
Right now, anyway. Maybe if things go something in the future, you could do something like that. But
yeah, like if I get a 3D model, then
yeah.
probably could do a lot more things.
Yeah.
But right now with the 2D model, I'm limited to like, just talking and, stuff like that.
Right. Right.
So, but with the VTuber model, I don't necessarily need to be good at a game. I could just play the game and like, and just be myself. Whereas
Yeah.
if I was like, I don't think I'd be streaming if I were doing IRL content.
Mm,
I
yeah.
think it'd be more like planned out videos. So I could like, choose what looks good, the angle looks good, when things I say properly, and I'd be a lot more critical of myself if it was IRL.
You'd be able to edit out the bad parts and
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Be able to edit out the bad parts,
Yeah.
redo some clips and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel
but
called
yeah.
out because that's what I'm doing. Thank you very much for that.
No, but it's like, but at the same time, I'm very much more of a bouncing off people type of person. So
Hmm.
like my quote unquote witty comments come out, naturally on their own. So I feel like if I were doing recorded content, it'd be a lot less entertaining as well
Yeah.
because I wouldn't be able to like, just snap out a random thing that came to my mind.
Right. Right. And there's a lot of times when that ad lib type of thing is just much funnier, no matter how you do it, or much more
Mhm.
fun. So you didn't have much trouble with people in chat, did you? I mean, you probably settled in pretty quickly.
Yeah, I was pretty fine. Like wait, how what was the question?
Uh, no, you're talking
You
about
you cut out a little.
you're talking about being on and being engaging with people online. Um,
Mhm.
some folks have trouble engaging with chat right away. They're good with playing the games or with doing whatever, but getting
Mhm.
chat involved is not always easy. Did you find that easy?
Oh yeah, it was pretty easy.
Mm.
I I tried my best to read every single chat message that I get.
Mm-hmm.
Which I find that I'm actually pretty good. I mean, for now, since my chat's like not like doesn't go like a mile a minute, right? It goes pretty not slow, but like it goes with a nice steady pace where I can read almost every chat message.
Right.
Sometimes I miss some like for a game, right? If I'm playing a game that's more concentrated, like that requires more concentration.
Right.
But no, I was pretty good at like, just reading chat and like replying to chat and everything. And like I was always able to have like in the corner of my eye a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And especially like for the first few times, I was just playing visual novels. So
Right.
then they don't really require much concentration. So I could just always like look at chat, talk a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, at the beginning, my streams, I'd be quote unquote playing a game, but they would just turn to just chatting streams because like a topic that chat would bring up caught my attention, and then I would just digress into other random topics. Um, ADHD brain.
Yeah.
So they just would turn to like just chatting streams for like the rest of the hour and a half. I'm like, and chat was just like, well, fun game. I'm like, oh shit, yeah,
So why did this game that normally takes 2 hours for other people take you 7 weeks?
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been better. I've been better, but at first it was like all my streamers just would just like trail off into just chatting streams. So I get interested in the topic we're talking about.
But you know what?
I couldn't
That's
focus
actually
on the game.
that's actually a good sign. I mean, that means people are coming into for you rather than the
Hmm.
game so much, and that is big in I believe this field is for folks to remember that it's the personality that brings people back, and obviously you're hitting that
Yeah.
mark. So that's something that folks have to maybe have to go on for a long time and kind of tweak a little bit.
Hmm.
But it sounds like you've hit that very early on and engage with chat very quickly. Um,
Hmm.
but getting
Yeah.
back to the games themselves, you say in your on your card here I have in front of me that you play mostly the graphic novels and horror games. Um, the graphic novels would be a little easier to deal with in chat, but what about the horror games? Uh, those things scare the daylights out of me, and in order to play correctly, you pretty much have to concentrate on those, don't you?
Depends what kind of horror game. Like I would play Phasmo with a friend or Demonologist,
Mm-hmm.
and I would play Corpse Party as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, with Corpse Party, I relied on chat for that game. I relied on chat because I'm not good at puzzles. Especially like situational puzzles where I have to like find something, and
Yeah.
I'm really not good at that. So like one of my mods would literally like have like a guide and would just tell me do this, do that. So I'm like when I get lost, I'm like, huh? It took me actually the first time I played Corpse Party, it took me like 10 minutes to figure out that I had to go back to the bathroom after leaving it.
Oh, geez.
It was so simple. I walked around for 10 minutes like what do I do? What do I do? Nothing's happening. I finally went back to the bathroom and then oh there cutscene. I'm like that's all I
Finally.
had to do.
But
So
so,
yeah.
what type of graphic novels have you been playing?
I play a lot of otome.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what that is, it's basically reverse harem dating sims.
Wow.
So you're a girl and you like have a bunch of guys.
Wow.
Um
That's a, that sounds perfectly non-sexist or anything like that.
well there are female ones too.
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of things if you look hard
Yeah,
enough.
exactly.
Yeah.
I play Danganronpa a lot.
Hmm.
Oh, I used to. I haven't played it much in a while.
Well,
Um, but yeah, I mostly play like those kind of games, or I mostly also play like a lot of co-op games,
mm,
like
that,
Leave the Company and Helldivers and everything.
oh boy, is
Play
it?
a lot of those.
These people call those co-op games. I just call them uh, violent random games, especially with
Yeah.
the Helldivers types of games where you can shoot your own
Yeah.
people and
Oh, that's fun.
it's like kill everything on the
I did not
screen.
access I did not access the first time, and the rest of the time, just, oopsie, my bad.
Well, the first time was accident anyway. You'll have that on your Halo.
First time was an accident.
Yeah, yeah. Second time you just got in the way of
But
the bullet that was aimed at you.
hmm
That's not my fault.
I started playing Batman recently,
Mm,
and that uh requires a lot of concentration for me.
right.
Um, because actually it requires a lot of concentration and it requires a lot of motivation for me because I'm like again, I'm not used to games like that. So
Yeah.
like I always have like somebody in VC with me to like like keep me going and like help me because I'm just like I get very tired playing those games. So
Help.
I try to play like a lot more games that aren't as mentally taxing on myself
That's
because I
not.
want to be able to keep up with chat and
So,
everything.
so you basically you're not getting backseat help from chat. You're going into the backseat and letting chat do it for you.
For some games, yes. For some games, that does happen.
It's okay. You're
Especially when I
still.
was playing Corpse Party.
I mean, you're still in the car. You know.
But but other times, I mean, I yeah.
She can't beat
But
the
like
allegations.
but my chat never does it without me asking though.
Yeah, that's good.
Like they never like well there was one person who did, but that's besides the point.
Mm.
I always like say chat help me and then they do. They never like, oh do this. I'm like, no, I want to figure it out myself. And if I can't figure it out, then I'll ask for help. Because
Yep.
it's a lot more funny just me going around in circles than you just giving me the answer.
That's right. Let's put them through some more torture before we let them know what's going on.
Exactly.
You have really embraced TikTok. You've got a lot of things up there. Was that easy for you to do?
TikTok you said?
Yeah.
I mean they're just kind of clips from my streams.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would bleh.
Right.
Yeah, it was rather easy to just, take Twitch clips that I thought were funny and just,
Mm.
put them in like portrait format and then like upload them
Yeah.
and try
Have
to
you
give them
have you gotten good
catchy
feedback
names.
from those?
I've gotten, yeah, people find them funny and they're easier to access than on Twitch.
Mhm.
I'm gonna start actually recording actual like, planned TikToks eventually, but
Mm.
for now not quite yet.
Yeah. What about YouTube?
But I'm banned from YouTube.
You are. That's right. You
Mhm.
are. I remember now.
Yeah.
Naughty, naughty, naughty. Well, I mean,
It was an
you did
accident.
use the sussy word a little earlier.
Yeah, it was an accident. I uploaded the wrong video
Yeah, that'll
and it
get
all
you.
went down.
That'll get you. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Hmm?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Probably. I was
Yeah.
trying to look at the bright side of things, but nah. But you still have
Yeah.
the Twitch and TikTok so far, as long as you don't upload
Yeah.
that video again. Um,
Yeah.
um,
I'm gonna also be branching out like into like Instagram
well,
too
well,
and stuff like
there's
that.
few things, and a lot of people use those anyway to kind of draw people back to the Twitch channel and use it kind of as advertising.
Exactly.
Now, you are also a bit of a writer. Um,
Yes.
so I've got to ask this because you play graphic novels. As somebody who writes, do you sometimes put yourself in the author's shoes when you're playing these graphic novels?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you kind of anticipating where they're going, or I would have done it this way type of things?
It's more like why did you choose that?
Mm,
It's a lot of times it's for the script. I'm like, why did you say that?
mm,
I'm like, or like, why did you give us those options? Which are for me the character. A lot of times the characters in the main character visual novels are very dumb.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
And I'm just, especially Otome, the girl is always very like she's kind of dumb. She's really naive. She's caring, but to a really like naive way.
right.
Um, and I'm just like, why do I have to do this? It's I would like why do I have to look why do I have to act so dumb? Like it's just sometimes I'm just like I would have made her a bit stronger. I would have made her do this, have given this option.
Yeah.
But
Why didn't they
it
just
is what it
walk
is.
over there and solve the whole thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
you did do Danganronpa, right?
Yeah, Danganronpa was pretty good.
Yeah. There were a couple times in there. I've watched other people play. There's a couple times in there you're just like, you're really dumb.
Hmm.
Why would you even say that at that moment?
Yeah, but then the characters were meant to be kind of stupid for like
Hmm.
comedic purposes, right?
Yeah.
The ones who were actually smart. So the ones who were
Did
actually
that
meant to be
bother you on
smart.
occasion when you were playing the game?
Um, I mean, I am one who doesn't really enjoy like stupid comedy. Like, yeah, like like Dumb and Dumber or whatever that movie is called.
Right.
Any like comedy that revolves around people being stupid and doing things that would never actually be done in real life. They're just like fucking clumsy for no reason.
Yeah.
That doesn't get to me. But people just being dumb because they're dumb, like, and it's dumb for comedic purposes in the fact that like they're just really stupid and they just say things that would actually never make sense.
Yeah.
That's okay, but like
Yeah.
it's different because that's how my streams go. I'm just dumb, just
No,
like.
no, stop that. Yeah, that's not true at all. I mean, if you're a writer and you've gotten this far in this particular field, there's no dumb to it, like except for maybe loading that video on YouTube. That's a totally different thing. And
No, but I mean like when I'm playing a game and I'm totally lost,
yeah, well, yeah, but that's part of the deal, isn't it? Really? I mean,
Yeah,
they're enjoying it, and you're enjoying yourself, right?
for the most part.
Hmm. So what do you?
Sometimes I'm just like, why can't I figure this out?
So the frustrating is more with playing the game than anything else. I mean,
Yeah, the game is the frustrating part. I'm just
yeah.
like, why am I so can't I figure this out? Yeah, sometimes I just forget that I have like special tools in the game that help me figure things out, and I just forget they're there. And
Yeah.
then my chat's like, try detective mode. I'm like, oh. I look
Wow.
up, there it is.
Been right in front of you the entire time. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd have fun in Fallouts.
No, no, I really would not.
You have to go over here and find this thing. Well, where?
How do I get there?
I have to look at the map every
Um,
2 seconds. Where am I at again? Um,
Yeah.
so with your, experience now as a writer and as someone who has played graphic novels, have you kicked around the idea of trying one of those yourself?
I have, but it would, for one, to take a lot of like money to hire artists and everything, and
Hmm.
I have no idea how to even code a game, so
Yeah, but
that
you could
would
come up with a story for it, though.
I could try. It'd take a lot of work though, and like actually, focusing on multiple plots and like a but over, overlying plot, it'd
Hmm.
be a challenge. Um, but I could.
Hmm.
I have been thinking about possibly trying to do it, but I don't even know how to like graphic novels and like visual novels are they're rather intricate,
Hmm.
I find.
Yeah, they are.
And like every little piece of dialogue is important.
Right.
And I'm much more a writer who likes describing situations, rather than depending on dialogue to
Oh,
convey what's happening.
okay, that's
Um,
fair enough.
so graphic novels that since visual novels depend heavily on dialogue to get the story moving,
Hmm.
um, would be a bit of a challenge for me to actually write one.
Mm. But it has been kicked around a little bit because I could tell because I could hear it in your voice.
Hmm.
I have
Yeah.
thought about it a little bit. But now, how long have you been
Hmm.
writing?
How long have I been writing? Since I was 12,
Really?
13, 12,
And
13.
was it something that you just picked up and decided I'm going to do
Well,
this and started doing it and kept going, or was it something you were really interested in before that?
well, like every other person, I started with fan fiction,
Well, yeah.
and then and then I actually like wanted to start writing my own characters and situations, and yeah, I just started writing and enjoying myself and what I was doing, and people, my friends, family seemed to like it.
Mm,
And they seemed to say like, "Oh, you're good," So I'm like, okay, so I continued.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, now I'm trying to write my stupid novel that I've been trying to write for like the past like 4 years.
Yeah. Well,
But
at least you've gotten started on it. There's a lot of people who have things knocking around in their head they don't know how to put on paper,
mhm,
or probably shouldn't, but in many cases. But uh, you've gotten it started now, at least. And the thing is now I've talked to in all these years I did radio and this. I've talked to a lot of writers, and
mhm,
they're like artists where they're never quite satisfied with what they've done, and they
mhm.
want to go back and tweak it a little bit and change this. And have you got your novel pretty much set up how you want to end it and how everything's going to be wrapped up?
No, because at first, it was a short story that I
Hmm.
wrote for class.
Right.
Um, and I'm like, I really like my characters that I created, so I want to turn this into an actual full-on novel.
Hmm.
And well, for how I want the characters to act, I had to change the entire um plot
Hmm.
of the book. I had to change their ages. I had to basically create a new entire storyline for them.
Right.
So the short story happened when they were already together, but now for them to actually get together, I wanted to write that.
Hmm.
But the short story doesn't make sense in that world anymore, so I'm like, I like start over from scratch. And now I'm trying to like really like bounce around ideas and like how I want it to actually go,
Yeah.
without it being too cliche.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you talked about it yourself that you kind of more describing the situation rather than
Hmm.
having characters talk about it.
Hmm.
So that might, I mean, at least you'll have the bones there. You're just gonna have to fill it up with what they're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm just yeah.
well, it's
Right now I'm like finding a plot. Like not a plot, but I'm like finding like a. I have the beginning. I have
mm,
the somewhat middle. I'm just trying to find the end and like like the thing. So
a
yeah.
meteor crashes in and kills everybody. The end.
No, my poor babies. No.
Hey, we're going too. It's a big meteor.
Mhm.
Everybody's going, not just them. It would be a great twist at the end if you get caught up. Just, and then the meter hit, and then they died. That's one of the reasons why I'm never going to write. 3 pages in, and they died. The end. but
Nice.
but I mean, what type of a novel is it going to be? I mean, romance.
Heh. It is a how do I say this in the most accurate form? I
Adult?
mean, I guess I'll just say in this basic form. It's a gay romance novel.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Is it an adult type of romance novel?
Yes.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
That's why I had to age them up.
Ah, yeah.
Because they were in high school, and then I realized that like how I want some of the characters to act. I'm like, no, I'm gonna make them put them in college.
You'd like to be able to
So I had,
actually show it to others once you get it put together. That's another thing I want to ask you about, especially with writing. And all art is a very personal thing when it gets to it, but writing is also very personal. How
mm,
have you been able to overcome any shyness about showing your writing to other people?
um, yes and no. Like I'm very like protective of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I don't want people to like nitpick and like, oh well, this could be better, this could be better, this I didn't really like this could make sense to me. Because I'm very protective of my art,
Mm-hmm.
of my writing.
Well, I call it art.
And yeah,
Well,
and like I don't, I want to hear the I want constructive criticism, but a lot of people aren't able to do that. They can't just say, oh, that's not good. So
yeah,
I try to like not show people I don't really trust to give a good, opinion.
yeah,
So I only show people who I trust, to give like constructive criticism,
right, right,
and not just random people who have no idea what they're talking about because
yeah.
like they haven't read a book in their life.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. And you are talking to
Hmm.
some folks on the internet, so that might be very, very true. Um,
Yeah.
you know, just I'm not putting anybody in a box. I'm just saying, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Um, so in your, as far as your channel goes, do you have any goals set for yourself with this channel?
Um. I mean, I'd like to get to a place where I can have like a somewhat steady like income from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like not like a big income, right? Not like a couple like hundred a month, but like a good maybe a good hundred every month, just a little on
Yeah,
the side income coming in.
gas money, if nothing else.
Um yeah, just like extra it's still a hobby, right? So like it's just like any extra money can always is always, helpful.
Yeah,
And I want to get to a place where like I can grow my community and like, be able to do things that I want to do and not be afraid that like they won't be well received or, they won't really, people won't really watch them. Like I can't like I don't want to get to a point where like I did it for nothing, because
mm-hmm.
like it didn't nobody saw it. Okay, sucks.
Yeah,
Um, I just want to be able to keep growing and, keep doing what I love and bringing happiness to people and entertainment and everything and having a bigger community where we can all, laugh and have fun and just yeah.
yeah. Well, it sounds like you got that going pretty good.
I try. I really try.
Yeah, folks are enjoying what Skya Noire has up, and we're going to have the links to the channels coming up in the description for the interview. Now, on your channel, you've got a big event coming up here this month in just a couple weeks. What's this all about?
Basically, it's my 1 year anniversary on Twitch, and I'm celebrating with a donathon. It's generally going to be uncapped, but I would hope to have it stop at 48 hours. But we're starting at 12 hours, and it's going to be on the 20th of July, starting at 10 a.m. EST.
10 a.m. Eastern time, and again, the
Yep.
links are going to be in the description for the interview. What? So, are you just going to be playing games constantly? Do you have guests to talk to?
Um,
What you got planned?
Basically, I've invited a bunch of my friends in a server to play games with me. There's gonna be like a schedule
Hmm.
where my friends kind of come in and out to play different games with me throughout the day. Um, And yeah, it's gonna be nonstop games with like a few pauses for like eating.
Breathing, that
But
type of
yeah, it's
thing.
gonna just be me and my friends playing a bunch of different games, a bunch of friend games and everything, and yeah, that's what it's gonna be.
That's going to be a lot of
For
fun.
as long as I'll be able to go on. Well, as long as chat wants me to go.
So take a lot of vitamin C between now and then, and make sure you don't get,
Mhm.
you know, a flu or something between now and then, because that'll make it even worse. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, you'll have to shelter yourself between now and then so nothing happens. But
Basically myself.
that's coming up on the 20th, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern time,
Mhm.
and that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll try to get in there myself and say hello, and we'll get people over there to help support you, because I really do think you've got a good head on your shoulders, and evidently the talent to do this. It's going to be fun watching you grow over this next year.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.